welcome to another reading with yours truly, the Shoebox Poet, ClarencePlank, and I'm reading from my second book, the Shoebox Poet, and we'll just jump into here. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and you were able to spend time with your family and your friends. The first poem is called Alone Again. I'm alone again without the love I desire. Without this feeling, I find myself growing colder. As I grow older, when my heart turned to stone and my soul become black, it is then I am alone again. Now, I've written several different poems about this because I think this was I think I mentioned this last time, but this poem right here is for another one called Live Again, which was a poem I wrote based off the song by Seven Dust called, ironic enough, Live Again. So this next one's called Foolish Dance. So I was the fool that I've fallen for you. Then let me have my disgrace, and let me be the fool. Even if it was meant to be, at least I was a fool for not knowing the truth. I couldn't live with that because that's one dance this fool knows oh so well. And it's basically, the foolish dance. It says basically, you make yourself into a fool because, you're doing different things to either win somebody's approval or to try and do something that you hope would turn into something better than what it is. And a lot of times you end up being foolish for those gains. This next one's called Between Us. It's the mystery, the things between us, that rhymes between you and I, that I wish I knew the reason. I guess I'll never know because you'll never tell. Like a poker player, you play your hand close to the vest. With the wink I fell into you, it was your smile that did me in. So here's to your mystery, the captive glance that holds my soul. Now this is based off of a poem for a friend of mine, and how she would do different things or say different things. Nothing mischievous or nothing bad. It's just like how she did things, and so it wasn't a bad thing. It was really cool, and seeing how she did stuff. This next one's called Away. Nothing seems to make sense anymore. I tried to bring you close to me, but you pushed me far away. Never letting me get close to you, and this is killing me. I want to hold on to these broken arms and maybe kiss away your pain, or kiss your pain away within the general embrace, but you still push me away. There was a time when I was friends with someone, and they, even though we were talking about dating and stuff, she still wanted to push me away because she didn't want that. She hinted that she wanted it, but she didn't want it. So it was a kind of a perplexing thing, and how she did things. So it's just like, okay, whatever. But it was a long time ago because I met her at MTSU, and we were friends for a very long time. Very nice person, but it was just those head games that kind of like made you like, oh. So this next poem is called Blame, and it was my first attempt at trying to rhyme and working with poetry, and in that time it was something I was working on learning how to do, and blame is the name of the game when you need someone because you have no one. But you can't blame anyone, even though you want someone, need someone to hold on to you, or hold on to. Just because you love someone when something needed to be said, then the blame falls back on you again. All because you wanted a new one, needing something called love to end this game called blame. And as I admit, it was it was an attempt, not a good attempt, but it was an attempt to try to rhyme my words that it was still a work in progress. So this next one's called Break. If I could break down the walls which surround your heart and show you how to survive alone in the world, then maybe you will let me into your world. And this poem right here I wrote um, based off of a Seven Dove song called Christmas Day, which is Xmas Day. And later on, I learned that this song was actually based off the guitarist's mom, uh, who was very influential in the band, but the things that she overcame in that process for me, and seeing how that was, is just seeing someone that you love going through so many different things, and you trying to be there for them, and other things. So because there's actually two poems. I don't know if it's in this book or the other one, but um, if I could break was actually the name of the poem. It said, oh, this next one's called Giving In. Giving in, I felt so alive when I was near you, and in the end, I was the one who held you. I failed in my promise and gave into my past. I lost it all. Now as my hope fades while a part of me dies, I was so foolish, everything was changing and started making sense into something I've dreamed of, yet my heart was undone. And turning the pages. And I fell from grace when I gave in, the consequences of being paid to the fullest as the ripples spread throughout the ocean of time, and I had to live with this. And this is basically um, at the time when I was going to church, and this is looking at when you fall into sin, as they put it, or into it. When you fall into sin, you you have to deal with the consequences of those things that you fall into sin. Now, all sin in the eyes of God is bad. Doesn't matter whether you murder somebody or you pick your nose. It's all that. And you deal with those consequences that you made, because those little things set up ripples in your life. Now, whether or not, you have different ways you can look at different things about how what is predetermined for you in your life is never going to change, because that's what's supposed to happen. Where in other situations, yeah, maybe you did derail something, but there ain't no telling. It's kind of a strange ebb and flow. This next one's called Crazy. She stands alone looking out her window as I walk into the room, and the lights begin to fade. I see her cry as the rain falls outside. She leans on the windowsill and her head cradled by the window as she sighs. I watch her cry tears of pain. Sometimes I wonder if I was doing the right thing by telling you goodbye. Was I being careless with your heart, or was I protecting myself from you? I felt so many things that were wrong. This was too easy, and it was my fault to begin with. I should have left you alone, and relationships are hard to find, and then harder to break. I've asked myself, was this love or lust? I felt like love. You must have been crazy, and I wonder why. To find the ones with a few loose screws. Why not a normal person that the world is full of? Then I have to wonder, could she have been normal, and maybe I was the one who was crazy? And you gotta wonder about things like that when are you the one that's crazy in different situations, because your level of crazy maybe somebody else's level of acceptance. So who knows? But anyway, we're gonna leave it for here, because it is a short book. It is one of the smallest books that I have written, or shortest. I think it may be, with I haven't really looked at the page count on the new book, on how many pages it is. But here we are. Anyway, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Check out my friends in the caption for this video. My friend Jenna Jinx and her Jenna Portraits, and you can find her over on Instagram. She did these wonderful pictures behind me. The Betty Page, Marilyn Monroe. Now the ones at the top of my sister, she did those, but I love them still just the same. Tracy and her makeup artist, her page is here on Facebook. Jenna Jinx is over on Instagram. My friend Dwight in Solo Dolo Sports is over on YouTube with his college and baseball and different other sports that he plays or he simulates on his game. So definitely check out his stuff. He's been working on doing stuff with the Columbia State and doing that with the football team. He's been doing it for years. So check out Laura Schultz and the Chronicles of a Bookshop through the Spine Bookshop, and Cast It into Fire podcast done by my friend Sarah Aikenhead, Bill Elmer Miller, and their wonderful deep dive into Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Redwall, and other things that talk about they talk about anything within the science and fantasy. Let's see if there's anybody else. Oh, definitely. If you're interested and you want to support me, definitely, like Cash App is up there. Check out my books as we're coming into Christmas. Support your local businesses, your local author. I'm a small business, so support me. But here's a little caveat for things. If you go to the Spine Bookshop or bookshop.org to find the Spine Bookshop, and you buy a book, doesn't have to be my book, but if you buy a book from the Spine Bookshop and you show proof of purchase, I will send you a signed copy of any one of my books. There is a limit though, because I really don't have a lot of my books, but I have some. But I will send you a free signed copy. So wouldn't that be worth at least having something to read extra? Because you get a free book and I will send you the book. So, but definitely support the Spine Bookshop. It's a wonderful local business in Smyrna. Lindsay Schultz does a lot for her authors. So definitely support her. I will see you next Saturday or Sunday, whichever comes first. But until then, be safe, have fun, take care of yourself, and don't do anything I want to do.